Okay, now I would like to explain about the electric field intensity and electric flux density due to infinite sheet of charge by using Gauss law. So consider an infinite sheet of charge. This is infinite sheet of charge having charge density rho s coulombs per meter square, and it lies on z equals to 0. So that is on xy plane. So now by applying Gauss law we have to find the electric field intensity and electric flux density. So first select a differential charge. Here this is one differential sheet of charge. This differential surface area equals to ds. This sheet is normal to z coordinate. So here ds equals to the differential surface area normal to z coordinate. So ds equals to dx into dy. So next to apply Gauss law we have to use Gaussian surface. So to enclose this differential sheet of charge we have to use a rectangular box Gaussian surface. So this is rectangular Gaussian surface. So to apply generally Gauss law we have to draw the Gaussian surface. Here we are using rectangular Gaussian surface. So this rectangular box having three surfaces: top surface, bottom surface and side surface. So here this is the charge. So it produces the flux lines in this direction, upward direction and downward direction. In this direction or parallel to the charge, the electric flux lines equals to 0. In this direction and in this direction, the electric flux lines equals to 0. So the charge produces the upward flux and downward flux. Okay. So hence d bar equals to 0 in x and y directions. Okay, in this direction, in this direction. This is x direction, this is y direction. Here charge lies on z equals to 0. So it produces the electric flux lines in z direction only, positive z direction and negative z direction. In x direction and y direction, the flux lines equals to 0. So hence the charge enclosed can be written as, so Gauss law we know that q equals to closed surface integral d bar dot ds bar. So rectangular box having three surfaces: side surface, top surface and bottom surface. So sides d bar dot ds bar plus top d bar dot ds bar plus bottom d bar dot ds bar. So we know that in x direction and y direction the electric flux equals to 0. So in side direction are parallel to the charge. Inside means in this direction, x direction and y direction, the electric flux lines equals to 0. So sides surface integration of d bar dot ds bar equals to 0. So d bar equals to dz into az bar in top surface. In top surface means in this direction, this is positive z direction. Bottom surface means this direction, it is negative z axis direction. So first top surface. So top surface electric flux density equals to dz into az bar. Next ds bar equals to dx into dy into az bar. This is top surface area. So next d bar dot ds bar equals to dz into az bar, ds equals to dx into dy az bar. Dot product az bar dot az bar equals to 1. So it equals to dz into dx into dy. So next one for bottom surface. For bottom surface d bar equals to, in z direction the electric flux density direction z direction, in negative z direction. So unit vector equals to minus az bar. So bottom surface means in this direction. Top means in this direction. This is top surface direction. This is bottom surface direction. So bottom surface direction negative z axis direction. So d bar equals to dz into minus az bar. Next ds bar equals to the differential surface area normal to negative z axis, dx into dy into minus az bar. Next find d bar dot ds bar, it equals to dz into minus az bar dot dx into dy minus az bar. Minus into minus plus az bar dot az bar equals to 1. So finally d bar dot ds bar in bottom surface equals to dz into dx dy. So next q equals to, okay, q equals to the side surface d bar dot ds bar equals to 0. So top surface integral d bar dot ds bar. So top surface integral d bar dot ds bar equals to dz into dx dy plus bottom surface integration d bar dot ds bar equals to dz into dx dy. So top surface dx dy and bottom surface dx dy total integration equals to area of the total charge or area of the total surface charge. So we can write the integration of dx into dy equals to, so dx into dy is differential surface area. Integral dx into dy is total surface area. So let total surface area equals to capital A. So q equals to 2 into dz into a. So but Q equals to, here type of charge is surface type of charge. So Q equals to surface charge density into area of the charge, rho s into A. Here rho s is surface charge density. So next rho s equals to, by substituting here Q equals to rho s into A into A cancel. So rho s equals to 2 into dz, or dz equals to rho s by 2. D bar equals to dz into Az bar, it equals to rho s by 2 Az bar coulombs per meter square. Next E bar D bar relation, E bar equals to D bar by epsilon naught. So it equals to rho s by 2 epsilon naught into Az bar volts per meters. Okay, this is electric field intensity expression, and this is electric flux density expression. Okay, these are the electric field intensity and electric flux density expressions. So by using Gauss law, in general method already we derived the electric field intensity due to sheet of charge. Same derivation, same expression. E bar equals to rho s by 2 epsilon into Az bar. So next topic, okay, work done. Okay, generally the work is said to be done. Work is said to be done when the test charge is moved against the electric field. Okay, the work is said to be done when the test charge is moved against the electric field. Here Q1 is main charge, it produces the electric field. This arrows indicates the electric field lines, and this electric field intensity equals to E bar. And here Q suffix T, at point A one charge is there, Q suffix T, this is called test charge. So consider a positive test charge Q suffix T and its electric field. Okay, consider a positive charge Q and its electric field E bar. If a test charge Qt, okay, this is Qt, is placed in the field, Qt placed in the electric field E bar, it will move towards the, it will move due to the repulsive force. If these two charges are same type of charges, then due to repulsive force, this test charge moves from its original position. Okay, let the moment of charge Qt is dl. So Qt moves to dl distance. Initially it is at point A, now it is at point B. So the distance between point A and point B is dl, and this dl direction is al bar. Okay, so the direction in which the movement has take place is denoted by the unit vector al bar in the direction of dl. So according to Coulomb's law, the force on test charge. So force equals to formula Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon r square into ar bar, or in terms of electric field intensity, the force equals to Q into E bar. Here the due to repulsive force, this test charge moves from point A to point B. Okay, so the force on this test charge F bar equals to Qt into E bar newtons. Okay, next one, the force in dl direction is represented by Fl. So Fl equals to F bar dot Al bar. So R it equals to Q2 into E bar dot Al bar newtons. So next, to keep the charge at its original position, that is at point A. So now we have to apply the force on test charge at point B. Okay, so the work is said to be done if the charge moves from point B to point A. Okay, due to repulsive force, the test charge moves from point A to point B. So we have to move this charge Qt charge from point B to point A by applying some external force. This external force applied must be equals to this Fl. Due to Fl force, the charge moves from point A to point B. So now same force we have to apply on charge Qt. So then this charge moves from point B to point A. So the force applied equals to minus Fl. So it equals to minus of Qt E bar dot Al bar newtons. Okay, here the work is said to be done. Okay, so work done means so when the test charge is moved against the electric field. So here by applying electric force, the charge is moved against the electric field from point B to point A. So the work is said to be done. So here the differential work done, dW equals to the force applied into dl. The force applied equals to minus Qt E bar dot Al bar into dl, or dW equals to minus Qt E bar dot dl into Al bar equals to dl bar joules. So by integrating this expression, we get total work done, W equals to integral dW. So initial, next final point, or it equals to integration initial to final minus q into E bar dot dl bar. So W equals to minus q integral initial value to final value E bar dot dl bar joules. Or W equals to, here initial point is point B, final point is point A. So W equals to minus q integral B to A E bar dot dl bar. This is the work done expression. So next one, potential difference. So we know that work done expression W equals to minus q integral B to A E bar dot dl bar. So the work done in moving a test charge in field E bar is called potential difference. Okay, the work done per unit charge is called potential difference. So potential difference equals to W by Q. W by Q it equals to, from this expression we can write W by Q equals to minus integral B to A E bar dot dl bar. If B is the initial point and A is the final point, then the potential difference is represented by V suffix AB. Here B is initial point and A is final point. Then the potential difference represented by VAB. So VAB equals to minus integral B to A E bar dot dl bar. So units are volts. So next, potential due to a point charge. Next one, derivation. The electric potential due to a point charge. So this is one point charge and this arrows indicates the electric field. Here charge, the test charge is located at point A. So assume the distance between charge to point A equals to RA and charge to point B equals to RB. So initially, due to electric field force, the charge moves from point A to point B. Next, by applying some external force, we have to move the charge from point B to point A. Then the work is said to be done. In that case, we have to find the potential difference. So consider a point charge located at the origin. This charge located at the origin. So here we are using spherical coordinate system, and this charge produces the electric field lines and electric field intensity in radial direction. This is radial direction. So we know that the electric field intensity E bar equals to formula Q by 4 pi epsilon R square into AR bar. So now consider a unit charge or a test charge placed at point B. Okay. So initially the charge moves from point A to point B. So here assume the consider a unit charge placed at point B. Okay, due to this electric field force, the charge moves from point A to point B. Now the charge located at point B. So which is at a radial distance of RB from origin, and point A, this is final point. So distance is RA from origin. The dl bar in spherical coordinate system, we know the differential length formula. Dl bar equals to dr into ar bar plus r into d theta a pi bar plus r into sin theta d pi into a theta bar. So potential difference between A and B formula, VAB equals to minus integral B to A E bar dot dl bar, or it equals to minus integral point B distance RB, point A distance RA, E bar equals to Q by 4 pi epsilon R square into AR bar, and differential length vector equals to dl bar. This is differential length vector. Here E bar having only R component value, so AR bar dot AR bar equals to 1. So remaining terms equals to 0. AR bar dot A theta bar 0. AR bar dot A pi bar equals to 0. AR bar dot AR bar value equals to 1. So VAB equals to minus integral RB to RA Q by 4 pi epsilon R square into dr. Or VAB equals to minus Q by 4 pi epsilon integral RB to RA 1 by R square into dr. Or VAB equals to minus Q by 4 pi epsilon into integral 1 by r square equals to minus 1 by r RB to RA, or it equals to Q by 4 pi epsilon into 1 by RA minus 1 by RB. By applying these limits, finally we get this expression. Here minus minus plus, so Q by 4 pi epsilon into 1 by RA minus 1 by RB. So the voltage difference between AB terminals equals to VAB equals to Q by 4 pi epsilon into 1 by RA minus 1 by RB volts. So next one, absolute potential. Next definition. The absolute potential at any point in electric field is defined as the work done in moving a test charge from infinity. The potential at a point with respect to infinity is called absolute potential. The potential at a point with respect to infinity point is called absolute potential. Previously we derived the potential difference between AB terminals. VAB equals to q by 4 pi epsilon 1 by Ra minus 1 by Rb. So for example, now we have to find the potential at point A with respect to infinity. So substitute Rb equals to infinity, we get Va equals to q by 4 pi epsilon 1 by Ra minus 1 by infinity, 1 by infinity value 0. So Va equals to q by 4 pi epsilon Ra volts. So this is called absolute potential at point A. So similarly, the absolute potential at point B, Vb equals to q by 4 pi epsilon Rb volts. In general, the absolute potential V equals to q by 4 pi epsilon Ra, q by 4 pi epsilon R volts. So the electric potential or absolute potential or potential difference are scalar quantities. These are not having unit vectors. So electric field intensity is a vector quantity, electric potential is a scalar quantity.